Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight's question comes to us from Video Shinbo, who asks whether I believe that clairvoyance can be a hereditary trait. And my answer to this is not without some complication. And the first thing I would like to say is that as a general rule, I believe that clairvoyance and all psychic arts are a matter of skill and learning, and practice and doing. And that anyone can learn to develop the natural psychic talent that we all have through study and application, just as they can also learn any other skill, such as writing, such as the visual arts, etc. When I hear people describe these different things, such as psychic skills, visual arts, musical talent, etc., as being gifts, I find it actually almost rather offensive, because none of these things are gifts. Gifts implies that they're somehow given to a person through no effort of their own. And the truth is, these are things which are won through long hours of study, practice, and application. And none of them, as a general rule, comes easy, even if the person has a native talent for it. Now, having said that, some people are born with an existing talent or skill that makes it a little bit easier for them than for some others. And I was always taught and believe that this is because they've already done the work in previous lifetimes, and they have a little bit of a head start to redevelop it in this one, and that some of it will come through to them as memory of what they've already known. So in that sense, I suppose you could think of it as being a little bit of a gift because of previous efforts that pull it through, but it's still not really a gift because the work was still done. Now, having started from this, the next question, can it be a hereditary skill? In the strictest sense, I don't really think of it that way, because this again applies that it's somehow something that's been done without any effort on the person's part. However, I do want to say that it certainly does seem that it runs in certain families sometimes, but other times it shows up with no background whatsoever. And I believe that this is because it's inherent in all human beings. It's simply a matter of whether it's developed. When it does show up as being prominent in a particular family, it isn't necessarily because there's any kind of genetic predisposition to it, though I certainly wouldn't rule it out, but I don't necessarily think that's what it is. Rather, I think that when you have a number of people within a family who have psychic skills that they have developed or otherwise pulled through, that everyone within the family is going to be naturally more predisposed towards developing these same skills, partly because they know it's possible. In many families, it will give them effectively permission to do so, whereas in other families it may seem like it's rather far afield. So I think that it creates a culture of psychism when many members of family already have it. Even if the family isn't comfortable with it, the fact that some members already have it and display it will tend to make the descendants more accepting of it than they might be otherwise. And so people who have some interest in the psychic arts will feel more inclined to go ahead and develop it than they might if they did not have relatives who already had this skill. And the third thing is, I do believe that we do choose the families that we're born into from the level of our higher selves before birth. And when a spirit wants to come into a lifetime where it plans to have heavy psychic work, I think it's rather natural that it should choose to be born into a family which already has the skill. Also, it's not uncommon for spirits to be reborn into the same family several times, particularly if they're working on particular traits and skills, such as the development of greater psychic awareness, etc. So for all of these reasons, I think we do see it sometimes be more prominent in certain families than others, but I don't think I would consider it to be a hereditary skill. Though, as I say, I don't necessarily rule it out either, but it's not my understanding of it. My understanding is that all humans have this skill, though I will say it's possible that some are a little farther along than others, and that any of us could develop it, even those of us who appear to have no predisposition to it whatsoever, I believe can still develop it. And I believe that in the future we'll see all people having a much wider use of the psychic skills and abilities. So I hope that answers your question, and until next time, may you blessed be.
Come visit us at witchschoolstore.com and namaste.
Come visit us at witchschoolstore.com.
Hi, I'm Terry the Stone Lady. For all your crystal and stone needs, come to witchschoolstore.com.